Guys, it's the Coaster Battleman here, bringing you another coaster review of a coaster at Six Flags Great America. It's the American Eagle, the Intamin prefabricated wooden racing coaster of the park. This coaster is a classic. It was built in 1981, and it's been operating at Great America since then. And overall, this is a very solid coaster. One, the stats are actually really on the American Eagle's side when it comes to wooden coasters. It's about 130 feet tall, which is a really good height for a wooden coaster with a 150-foot drop, and it goes 66 miles an hour. Those are some very good stats for American Eagle, and the stats really are on American Eagle's side. And it's a dueling coaster, so there's two sides, and you have an out and back layout with some good airtime. And overall, this is a very smooth coaster. This is probably one of the smoothest coasters at Great America when it comes to their wooden coasters. It's a very smooth coaster, but here's the problem with this coaster. The airtime isn't the greatest. I wish the airtime was good, really good, but the airtime isn't as good because it isn't as strong. Because it is an older ride, so the airtime is not as strong, kind of like with Magnum XL200 at Cedar Point, according to some people. But still, this is a very good ride, and you might even pop out of your seat a few times, but it's very tough depending on how much you tighten your restraint. If it's pretty tight, you probably won't get any airtime, but I think if you have it loose enough, you'll get a decent amount. But this still is a very good coaster. I consider it the third or fourth best at Six Flags Great America. I'm still deciding between Superman Ultimate Flight and American Eagle about which one is better. But still, this is a very good coaster, and I think it's a very fun ride. It's one of the largest wooden coasters out there, largest racing coaster. And I think it's one of the best coasters at Great America. It's an Intamin, which means it's smooth. And overall, this is a very good coaster, and POV right now running is the other side. So this ride is very smooth, one of the smoothest wooden coasters out there. It's not as smooth as probably an RMC, it's slightly rougher, but because this is an older ride, what do you expect? But this coaster I'd give the smoothest like a 9.5 out of 10. I never noticed any rough parts, but it's not as smooth as an RMC is. That's why it's not 10 out of 10 in smoothness. But this is a very good coaster. I think this coaster could get a repaint sometime in the future. A lot of the paint looks kind of faded away. So I think American Eagle should be repainted. I think that'd be very nice. But still, this is a very good coaster. One of the best at Great America. I'd give it a tie against Superman Ultimate Flight for best coaster, third best coaster at Great America. So I think this coaster is in the top 5 at Great America. It's a very good wooden coaster, one of the best racing coasters out there with Lightning Racer at Hershey Park, or Twisted Colossus, which is actually a Mobius Loop at Six Flags Magic Mountain. And overall, this ride has a massive helix right next to Interstate 94, which is the freeway that goes right by Six Flags. It's pretty cool. You get to see the view of it. And there's some pretty good views when you're on that massive helix. And I think this is a very good coaster. And I think this is a very smooth coaster. The transitions are very good. I don't really have a problem with this coaster at all besides the airtime. That's why my overall score for American Eagle is an 8 out of 10. Good score. American Eagle is getting 8 out of 10 because it's a smooth ride, it's a classic, it's very fun, it's a good racing coaster, but the thing it's lacking is airtime. A bit more intense of a ride would be a little better too. Like, if it had a bit more airtime, I think it would get a 9 out of 10. and then a bit more intensity and airtime combined would make it a 10 out of 10 coaster, best coaster at Great America, or one of the best, like second or first best. And I think overall, this is a very good coaster, and I recommend you should ride it when you're at Six Flags Great America.